Hey everyone, Radical Dreamer here, and I just thought I'd give you a short preview of The Outcast, Episode 2. The Outcast is a podcast done by myself and two other Japanese-speaking gamers living here, in Japan. In our second episode, we are joined by freelance game journalist Daniel Feit and talk about the AoU Arcade Show, recent releases, and even answer your mail. Highlights include discussions on Heavy Rain, Valkyria Chronicles 2, and Metal Gear Arcade, as well as our conclusion of our report on Resonance of Fate. As a preview, I've decided to share with you our discussion on God of War's censorship issues here in Japan. If you would like to hear the full episode, please head over to theoutcastpodcast.blogspot.com or just click the link in the information box. Thanks for watching.
So, Kyle, are you looking forward to God of War 3 this year?
Don't even get me started on that game. I'm hoping everybody's seen... Have you guys seen the new trailer?
I haven't seen the new trailer, but I've played the demo through twice.
Yeah. Dude, watch the new trailer. It's some kind of like water horse spouts out of like one of the golems, and it's unreal. It looks unbelievable. And then one of the producers came out a couple days ago. This wasn't picked up in the Western media, but it came in the Japanese blogs. How a lot of God of War 1 and 2 was done. The narrative was told through pre-rendered cutscenes. There's no pre-rendered anything in this game. 100% real time.
That's awesome.
But it just
was
the new trailer
in the demo. Like, wasn't there a moment in the demo where you sort of were sat there watching?
Well, there may be
in-game
watching,
engine,
but it's
they're
done
not
in the in-game engine.
They're not CG.
In-game engine. I see. Okay.
There's no pre-rendered like
pre-rendered.
Final Fantasy VII. Watching the full-on CG. There's going to be none of that.
I thought you were talking about like a Half-Life or something.
Unbelievable. The new trailer, guys, check it out tonight. It's unreal. But there's kind of a scandal going on tonight. Not scandal, but like check this out. The hardcore gamers in Japan are upset at Sony because they are not, I repeat, not going to edit the game. Let me repeat that. Hardcore gamers are upset they are not editing the game.
So they're getting the original version of the game,
They're
just like everybody else in the world.
American version.
And 1 and 2 were slightly cut.
1 and 2 were slightly
some of the
edited,
nudity, and they took away the ability to cut down civilians to get life.
Now, why would the Japanese be upset about getting the original game, you may ask? But, well, keep in mind that Sony has never released a God of War game in Japan until now. It's always been Capcom.
Yeah.
That takes Sony Japan, for whatever reason, deemed during the PlayStation 2 that this does not fit with our corporate image. It's a little bit too violent. So we're not going to release it. Somebody wants to pick it up, they can't. We're not going to touch it. Capcom, who's a big champion of Western games, them and Square of bringing Western games over here.
Right.
Capcom brought out Grand Theft Auto over here. They still do.
They're the publishers.
Yeah. And they brought out God of War 1 and 2. But they always slightly edited them to avoid the dreaded Z rating in Japan. Now, Z rating is basically it's like M rating, but a little bit... It's like if you added another echelon after M, between NC-17 and M.
Yeah, between the AO and the...
But when you get a Z rating, you cannot advertise on TV until after 11 o'clock. And some stores will not carry your game. The stores that will, they have to partition them off from the rest of the game.
Right.
So it's not like going into EB back in America, and the M-rated games are mixed in with the E-rated games. You have to either go to a separate part of the store, or a separate cabinet, or ask. It's like you're buying porn. It's like they'll bring it out in a brown paper bag or something like that.
Well, are they still allowed to advertise in the stores? Like,
no, you can't have in-store advertising. No, you can't.
But
the only thing in-store presence you can have is sometimes they'll have a locked cabinet with the game in there. You can have any posters or anything like that.
So Resident Evil wasn't Z? Because that's what Resident Evil has. No?
No, that was D.
That was D.
Yeah,
Z's like kind of hardcore.
Resident Evil 4 was cut over here to bring it down to
okay.
D.
But Japanese fans are worried that because Capcom's worked so hard to establish the brand through the 2 PS2 games and then the PSP game, that it actually has a presence now over here, believe it or not. I know people think, Western games just tank over here. God of War has a legitimate presence in Japan. People are very excited about it. But people are afraid, Capcom's worked so hard to cultivate this brand and make sure the Japanese gamers know about it. If Sony just comes in here, just slaps a Z on it and releases it, you're going to essentially kill the franchise.
Right.
It's not going to sell anywhere near like the old titles will, and it's just going to push Japanese people away from it. So they're kind of upset with that.
Maybe true. I don't know.
From my perspective, I'm glad.
It could happen. I'm never for a game being cut, but I can see how it would potentially
for the greater good.
It's sales.
Yeah.
And who knows, though? I mean, if they really pursue an aggressive late-night advertising campaign, they might succeed in selling it anyway.
Well, the Grand Theft Auto games were all rated Z, and they all sold well.
Yeah, but they had
Those
like
had TV heads. I saw
they,
that.
they were on
TV.
late, but that Grand Theft Auto that had like even the word of mouth for that game
It was unbelievable.
it was not even confined to America. Like the word of mouth spread. I mean, all the way over here. No advertising. The game was like delayed by 2 years, and people still. First time I came to Japan, like Vice City and San Andreas had not yet been released, and people were like, "What can you tell me about those games?" Like I hear they're crazy.
Yeah.
But
So
Yeah.
God of War.
God
We'll
of
just
War.
have to wait and see, but it's an interesting situation.
it really is that people are
Yeah.
actually campaigning against the
Unlike-
uncensored version.
Unlike Grand Theft Auto, I don't think it has the word of mouth to propel it,
No.
even if it gets a Z
No, it
rating.
really doesn't.